Hey VCE HHD students, my name's Andy, I'm a VCE Health and Human Development teacher. In this short video we're going to look at common mistakes to avoid in Unit 3 AoS Study 1 VCE HHD number 3. Before we dive into this video, just a reminder, at the Health Resources Hub there's a range of different ways you can engage with us. We've got our YouTube channel, there's over 150 content videos, SAC and exam tips, and there'll be new videos coming up each week during the school term this year. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe with the button in the bottom corner of the video there, or just head to YouTube and search for the Health Resources Hub. You can also head to our website, thehrh.net.au, where there's opportunities for teachers and students. If you're a Unit 3 and 4 student, you can scroll to the bottom of the page and there's a link to register for our free student newsletter. This is coming out twice a term and the most recent version just came out this week. So if you head there and sign up, you'll get sent both of those versions that have come out so far this year. They've got lots of free resources and SAC and exam tips and other opportunities, so please head along there and sign up. You can also see our social media links there if you'd like to follow us and get alerts to all of our new videos and other opportunities, and also our email if you'd like to get in touch. So this video is focusing on another common mistake to avoid for Unit 3 AoS Study 1, and that is forgetting to link to either YLL, YLD or DALY when a question asks about burden of disease. So you can expect in your SAC and also the exam at the end of the year that health status indicator burden of disease is going to come up multiple times, and so often students forget that burden of disease is measured in DALYs, and that is made up of YLL and YLD, because that's the formula for DALYs, or disability adjusted life years. And therefore, if a question is asking about burden of disease, it's important to try to link into these concepts as part of your answer, and not just to reference that sort of phrase, burden of disease. So remember, if you're referring to YLL, then you're referencing years of life lost due to premature death from a certain condition, or YLD, time spent living or years lived with disability, disease, or injury or illness. And so linking those to a health condition is particularly important, because when we're talking about burden of disease, we're talking about the impact, of particular health conditions on a population. So this is an example of a question from a past exam that shows you that a question can reference burden of disease, but not specifically ask about YLL, YLD or DALYs, but still expect references to this as part of your answer. So you can see this question here started by mentioning that as part of National Nutrition Week, Nutrition Australia launched the annual Try for 5 campaign, which was designed to encourage Australians to increase their vegetable consumption to the recommended 5 serves per day. And then the question for 3 marks was to explain how consuming the recommended 5 serves per day of vegetables would have an impact on the burden of disease in Australia. So I'd encourage my students to think about the way the question is phrased. So this is talking about consuming the recommended 5 serves per day of vegetables, not under consuming. So you're talking about if people do consume them, how that could impact on the burden of disease in Australia. So obviously you'd be talking about reducing the burden of disease from certain conditions. And for 3 marks, I'd be encouraging my students to try to reference to 2 different health conditions and refer to both YLL and YLD. So you could say something along the lines of consuming recommended serves of vegetables means that people are likely to have a high intake of fiber. And then you might say fiber adds bulk to feces and helps to move food through the digestive system, which can then help to reduce the risk of dying prematurely. So YLL, to colorectal cancer, which could help to reduce the burden of disease. So you can see there, you can make a link from consuming vegetables to a nutrient and a health condition, and then link that into an aspect of burden of disease, such as YLL or YLD. And then I would do that another time, just to ensure that you're, achieving all of those 3 marks and not missing out. In your second example, I'd try to link into YLD. Okay, hopefully you found that video useful. Just a reminder, there's a range of different ways you engage with the Health Resources Hub. So please follow us on social media or check out our YouTube channel. Thanks so much.